back to my channel. My name is Eliana and thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am going to give you the rundown on everything I wish I knew about going to college before going to college. I just finished my second year of my undergrad yesterday, so woo! I'm so happy that it is over. I'm also taking summer classes, so it's not completely over, but I get a little break. And then I'm graduating next May, so I have 1 year left, and I'm super excited about just getting it over with. For reference, I'm a social work major, and I'm minoring in Spanish for global competence, which is just like general Spanish. And my program is supposed to be a 4-year program, but I went into college with 21 credit hours, which is about the equivalent of almost 2 semesters. So I went in with almost like a full year done already from dual credit and just classes I had taken in high school, which is super helpful. If you can do dual credit, do it. And then I also took summer classes as well to kind of shrink down the time that I was in school. But that's like my background of college pretty much. These are not in any order either. I should say that. It's not like before you go to college or before you're applying to college. This is just what came to my brain. Number 1, get an advising appointment ASAP. Like as soon as you can. The semester starts, try to get an advising appointment, or at least schedule one for later in the semester. You need your advisors. I currently have 3 advisors. I have one for my major, my academic advisor, then I have one for my minor, and then I have one for my field placement for social work, which is like my internship. So I have 3 advisors, and it is so important that you get it done early and out of the way. For my major specifically, we have only 3 undergrad advisors, but you need your advisor. A lot of students that I know will be like, oh, it's okay, I don't need my advisor, like I got this down, I have my degree plan from last year. But your advisor could have missed something last year, or your advisor could have changed, and you need to talk to someone. I talked to my advisor this last semester just to make sure everything was okay. I thought I was going to graduate in December, and turns out I had 3 classes that I was missing. Vice numero dos. Number 2, for those of you that don't speak Spanish. Talk to your professors and classmates. I was so bad about this my first year, probably year and a half, honestly. I would just go into class, sit down, not talk. But it is so important to communicate, because for me at least, if I want to get a master's of social work, I'm going to need a professional or like an academic recommendation from one of my professors, and if they don't know who I am, that's going to be really hard to get. So talk to your professors, participate in class, show up to class. So many kids will show up like the first week and then just not come the rest of the class, which you're paying to go to class. I understand if like something happens and you can't make it every once in a while, but just not going to class. Go to class, you're paying for it, or someone is paying for you to go to class. So go there, participate. You're gonna learn the material better, and you're going to connect with your professors who probably have the inside scoop on some things. And then talking to your classmates, I just put those together because your classmates are so important. They're gonna be the people you're working with one day. You're probably gonna have them in other classes. If you take your classes consistently on like Mondays and Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays, you're gonna have the same people in your class. I know I had the same people in my class for the first year and a half, and then a bunch of them kind of dropped out, but I got like new people in my classes this time around, and it was so helpful because I had one girl in both of my in-person classes, and she was able to be like, do you even know what's going on? Because she was in one of my online classes as well. So it was just so helpful to like talk about what's happening. I learned more from my classmates this semester about my classes, about advising, about field, than I have from any faculty or staff at my school, which is kind of sad. But talk to your classmates because they're going through the same stuff you're going through, and they might know what's going on. Number 3 is tour the school during the semester. So I did this, but I also toured the school at like odd times during the semester, or it was like, oh, come join us for XYZ event and we'll give you a tour of the school. And I was like, ayo, okay. But then the students weren't there. So tour the school while the students are there. Also, a lot of public universities, you can just drive to the school and walk around the campus, get a vibe, see if you like it, do it during the day, do it during the night, have someone with you, or just like see how it goes. And you can do everything at a public university, like not scheduling a tour. A tour will give you all the good stuff. Just walking around will really be like, oh, okay, that building kind of looks a little weird, but they probably will show you that on the tour. So that is one of the big things. Like, actually schedule a tour as well. Don't just walk around the campus, because the tour will give you a lot more information as well. And then once you're on the tour, ask all your questions. These people are being paid to get you to come to their school. But if you have a student tour guide, be like, no, do you actually like it here? How are the professors? Do they actually communicate with their students? Is it different on major? Do you know anyone from my major? Stuff like that. Number 4 is to take advantage of the resources you're already paying for. In your tuition and fees, you are probably paying for the activity center, or like the rec center, counseling services, health services. You're paying for tickets to games, to art galleries, music, concerts, theater, productions. Like, you're probably paying for more than you realize. Access to the library, access to writing centers, and access to tutoring. So you're already paying for all of those things. You might as well start taking advantage of them. If I could tell first semester Eliana something, I'd be like, go do the stuff you're paying for and take advantage of it, because you're there already. Number 5 is on like a different note, but it is, change is okay. If you change your major, if you decide you're gonna double major, if you decide you want a minor, if you decide this is not the major for me, or I'm not even supposed to be at college right now, or if you're like, this is so expensive, I can't handle all of this right now and I'm gonna just wait a year. Change is okay. Everyone does college differently at their own pace, but if something is not sitting right with you, it's okay to change it up until it's sitting right with you. It's okay to change your schedule. For me, it's okay to change my plan, that I'm not going to graduate in December. I need to graduate next May. And that's completely okay. I think it's so easy to be like, this is my plan, and not be flexible to other options that could have been so much better. Number 6, woohoo, we're cruising along. This is just my personal advice. Bring a jacket and a charger, always. A charger for your laptop and your phone, or your iPad if you have one of those. Always. And a jacket somewhere. If it's in your car, if it's in your backpack. You can always take off a jacket. You cannot put on a jacket that you don't have. And I'm telling you, in summer, they keep the buildings frigid, at least at my school. Like, I'll be wearing my cute little summer outfit. Well, cute. It's jean shorts and a t-shirt. Let's be real. But I will have my summer outfit and then I will walk into the building and I'm immediately freezing. Bring a jacket. And your charger. Number 7 is finding a study technique for you. I think this is so important, especially your first or second semester, to really nail down how you study best. You have so much studying to do. For me, I have 5 classes each semester and about 2 in the summer. So it's so important that I manage my time well and I am actually learning the material, because this is going to be my job one day. So for me, I find it really helpful to plan out my homework throughout the week to give me time to study. I've tried Pomodoro, which is when you have like 25 minutes of studying and then 5 minutes of rest. I've tried listening to those like classical study playlists where it's you're studying in a library, and those kind of help. I've tried just powering through all my homework. That does not help. I tried doing it by class. That works kind of. So really finding a method that works for you, and there's millions, I'm sure, of different study methods. Everyone studies differently. So find something that works for you and do it. If you work well in a group, if you work well alone, find that out and then study accordingly. I would also say study outside when all possible, because it's so nice outside for like 3 months in Texas. So take advantage of it and you'll get your vitamin D, and it's a nice change from being cooped up in a building all day studying just over your laptop. Like, don't do that to yourself. Take time to enjoy the sunshine if you can. Number 8, this is our final piece of advice, is do not compare yourself to others. It is so easy to get into the trap of, oh, I'm not doing as much as she is, or at least I'm doing more than he is. Don't do that. Like I said earlier, you know yourself best. You know what you can handle. So do your best. Stay in your lane. Don't compare yourself to others, especially if they're from like a different major or they're a different year than you. Don't even start down that road. You're going to college for your education, not for theirs, okay? I think it's incredibly easy to be like, well, I'm not doing as much as she is. I'm only taking 4 classes. Okay, but you're also probably handling other stuff in your life. She's not living the life you're living, and you're not living her life. You know yourself best. You just do. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't even compare yourself to your parents. You're like, oh, well, when I was in college, XYZ. You're like, that's not the case with me. Obviously, your parents are like a good while older than you. I don't know how much, because everyone's different. But it's gonna be different from how your parents went to school. It's gonna be different from how your siblings went to school. Your life is gonna be different from how your classmates are going to school, because y'all are different people. So don't compare your education experience with their education experience. That is all I have for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, and leave a comment if this was helpful, or if you've gone to college, any advice you'd give to other people. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!